Hello internet friends, my name is Catherine and I'm the human behind Creation Miss Couture. And in today's episode of In the Dye Pan, we are trying once again the Kettle technique I tried last week. Anyways, I will have a little pop-up thingy so you can see the video I'm talking about. And so I'm very excited because I tried a different type of fiber in this, and I think the final result are much more what I had in mind when I was considering doing this technique in the first place. So let's get into this. Okay, so we're going to do the Kettle dye with roving like we did a few weeks back. So I will be wearing my respirator. So the colors we're going to be working with today are Platinum, Espresso Bean, we have Deep Magenta, Hyacinth, and Fawn. So I've put them in order of what I want to use to create this color. So from this over there, we might not use the Fawn. It really depends on how much fiber have left at the end. I already turned on the heat on the pot because we all know that it takes longer to boil this amount of water. I already put my acid in. Since we have 100 grams of fiber, I put approximately, I would say, a tablespoon worth of citric acid. So I'll be wearing my mask and gloves for protection. Please protect your lungs, they are important. So I'm adding my fiber and then I'm adding my platinum in the kettle, and I'm going to be adding a little bit more because we will do some of the platinum, that's for sure, simply due to the nature of it.
You can see how the fiber blooms in the water. It's very pretty and interesting. Now into the espresso bean.
I like the espresso bean because there is a lot of purple in this brown.
We might be losing some of the gray.
Now we'll be adding deep magenta. Deep magenta will most likely take a lot of the fiber over, so it will smoothly transition into the espresso bean that we have. I'm fairly certain that the espresso bean will also completely take over the gray, simply due to the nature of espresso bean and how dark it is. And see, we had enough space to add the fawn at the top of it, which we will also see fade into magenta.
There we go.
So you might have noticed how there is some Stellina in the fiber. So this is from Knitpick, and this is 80% US Merino wool and 20% Stellina. So the Stellina is this little sparkly filament that you will find in here that brings this little sparkle. So the name is Island of Lights, and I will have an affiliated link for you in the description box below if you're interested to purchase the same bear yarn. This one is a little more expensive than others, probably due to the fact that it is US Merino wool and there's Stellina. So this will probably notice more color mixing in this one compared to the one we did, the first one we did together, simply because I've used colors that takes a little longer to strike the yarn, so we will notice more color that will transfer from one to the other and color mixing, and I'm okay with that because this is what I want to see, what happens when we have those conditions, because you can see that there is some yes, we have the fawn, but you can see that there's some pink in that water. So we just need to, I don't want to touch it too much because I still want the layers, to see if the layers will stay kind of separate in the pot. So we're going to be letting this cook for half an hour to 45 minutes, and we're going to come back and see if it has struck. Just want to make sure, yeah, it's open. I already have my acid. So see you in half an hour. Okay, so it's been closer to 45 minutes. Yes, and everything has been absorbed. So we're going to turn off the heat on this. And you can see that the colors compared to the other one has a really, seems to have spread a lot more than on the first attempt we did. So I will stop touching it. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen once we clean this up. So, all right, so I will let this cool completely. I will wash it later, and then we'll let it dry for the night, and we shall see the final result after that. So, see you in a bit. So I really liked using this little lingerie bag to wash the fibers. So this is definitely something that I'm doing from now on because it is so much less anxiety inducing for me to be able to do this, because I know that this way I'm not going to felt my fiber as much as if I was going to do something else. So I must say that it was very helpful, and I encourage all of you to use this technique if you have very small batch of fiber to dye. It's helpful, and that way you can ensure that you don't put the water directly onto the fiber, and that way you can just take the bag out, remove the water, and just like rinse off the excess dye. And just as a friendly reminder, when you are washing your fiber after dyeing it, if you've used the same container to soak the fiber that you used it to dye the fiber, there might be some oils and like little debris and residue that will be removed when you're doing this. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer to wash off the excess in the fiber. So this is just a friendly reminder that it's normal if you feel that you have to wash it more than you would do with like regular bare yarn that you've dyed yourself. So once it's all cleaned up, I will put that in the spin dryer, and then we'll let it dry overnight, and we'll see the final result. And here's the final result for the US Merino wool Stellina blend that we did with the Kettle, with the layers of dry powder that we had. And you can see, as I was expecting, we completely lost the platinum gray, but that's okay because it turned out really nicely. And here you can see how the espresso bean, sorry about that, the espresso bean kind of split a little bit, and we have those deep purple. One of the reasons I like espresso bean is that cool undertone of purple in it, and I know that when I use it, there's a chance that it will break, and it's usually very subtle and lovely how it does it. We still have some of the original purple of the okay, hi, yes, can you move please? Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we still have some of the purples left from the other purple we had, Delphinium blue. And you can see that we still have a little bit of the yellow from the fawn that we used, and it stayed a little bit. But you can see also that how much the magenta has blended with the other colors. And since it's a hit or miss with the deep magenta when it strikes. Usually if you're using it closer to the end of your dye session and your acid is completely melted and you have all the heat already in it, it will strike rather quickly. Okay, yes, I know you like that. Yes. So usually it will strike either very fast or slower, and in this situation I knew it would really like strike slower because it was not super high temperature at the time we have done we added it to the pan, well, to the pot in this case, and it became so fluffy. It's crazy how like it just bloomed. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked the video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Those are the best way to help us and grow. So thank you, and I will see you very soon. Bye.